I was 12 years old, and it was a Friday night. My mom had been drinking, and she snuggled up to me and said, "Hey, you want to go bowling tomorrow?" Feeling a little suspicion, I still said, "Sure." Seemed fun, going bowling with my mom on a Saturday. So next morning I woke up, took a shower, put my clothes on, got my shoes, got my bowling ball ready. We lived in Minnesota. Looked up at my mom in the kitchen and said, "Okay, I'm ready." "For what?" "To go bowling." "I don't know what you're talking about." It was in that moment that I felt confused, stupid, angry, and alone. And to boot, ashamed that I didn't know how to express those feelings. I should have known better. So I stuffed it down. I went downstairs. I think my mom could tell. It was shortly after that incident that my mom checked herself into the hospital as an alcoholic for a 30-day program in Rochester, Minnesota, where we lived at the time. It was this courageous act, her willingness to admit that she was an alcoholic, and her willingness to seek help, that inspired all of us. Her faith in Jesus Christ and showing us that you can do anything with God's help is what had her be sober for the next 12 years. I had learned from her that there was strength in sharing your weakness, but I had not yet learned that there was also power in sharing your dreams. You see, when I was 7 years old, I'd started playing golf, and I loved it. I loved it so much I saw myself being a PGA Tour pro growing up. When I went to college, I decided to put that dream aside. It was time to be practical and pragmatic. And I also left my passion for golf on the side. Over the next few years, I would struggle with life, school, and begin drinking alcohol myself, even though I learned from my mom that was a dangerous thing to do. Those same feelings of confusion, stupidity, anger, and aloneness were there, but I continued to hide, covering it up on the weekends drinking, to the point where I wanted to drop out of school to get back in touch with my passion for golf. That seemed like a good idea until I was working full-time, now ashamed that I dropped out of college, and was drinking even more heavily on the weekends. One night with some friends, I had been out drinking and decided to drive, even though I couldn't see straight. I knew at that time that I had a problem, and I needed to stop. The good news was my mom had showed me that we had the ability to change course at any moment in time. So the next day I stopped drinking and took my passion for golf and had that fuel me. Shortly after, I decided I didn't want to be a player, I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to take what I learned and help other people and lift them up. That was such a big possibility. The insecurity right behind it of, who am I to be a coach? I'm not even a professional player. So I decided to divert into caddying. That should be easy, right? I played golf for 18 years. I had caddied when I was a kid. And after all, they were professionals. When you don't know what you don't know, something easy can get hard real quick. The first 3 years of caddying humbled me. But it was also caddying that taught me about communication, trusting myself, and how important relationship was for success. It was after those 3 years, I actually started doing transformational courses and seminars, because I had also learned from my mom that it was okay to admit you didn't know, and that you could get help and get better at your craft. So I did that. Caddying took off, I continued to do more programs, everything was looking great. Until one day, 5 years ago, I was in a leadership training and I received a call. Your mom has fallen and broken her neck. My stepdad called to tell me what happened. The night before, at a backyard barbecue, my mom had been drinking and was drunk, and as she walked up a couple stairs of a deck that was 3.5 feet off the ground with no railing, she stumbled, falling forward to land flat-faced on the pavement, fracturing her C5 vertebrae. On the moment of impact, she couldn't move from the neck down. Once she was able to talk, a couple days later, she called and asked if I would come see her. I told her I couldn't, that I was busy with this leadership program and trying to get my life together. When in reality, I was afraid. I was afraid of my anger. I was so angry and disappointed. She was the one that showed me what was possible. She was the one that taught me how dangerous drinking was. How could this happen? The same feelings from when I was 12 years old of, this is my fault, I should have done more. The leadership program I was in to try to make a difference was too late. So I stuffed the feelings down once again, went back to caddying. And it wasn't until being accepted for this talk that I realized the power of suppressing those feelings. Confusion, stupidity, anger, and aloneness. I'm so thankful for my mom. I've had a great career caddying. In 2008, through this development, I was able to help a player win over in Europe, as well as I've helped players over the course of my career earn over $2 million. And I continue with my leadership training with the coaching business I just started, focusing on communication, performance, and relationship. And my mom, who's not just a fantastic wife and mother, but also a new grandmother as of 3 months ago. Woo! Had an exceptional recovery and can now use her hands and walk again with the use of a walker. She's also a leader in her community at a church with its 12-step program and has recently started speaking and sharing her story of codependency and recovery for other people that are dealing with the same affliction.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep clapping. I want to bring her up here.
First of all, I'm so proud of my son. And with that, I want to say many of the feelings that I've heard already tonight with self-esteem, not loving yourself, loneliness. For me, I could not achieve those on my own. My human spirit can't do it. My faith is in the Lord. And I too was suicidal a few years ago. I attend faith-based codependency today. I do not label myself as a codependent or an alcoholic because I'm healed. I'm getting healed. That's not my identity.
That's right.
And with that, my children, we have great healing going on in our family right now because I share, and I do believe that they're seeing a change. So we have wonderful healing going on. I just have to say, I give God the glory. Amen.
Thank you, Andy and Marcia.